All right, what's up, Vlad?
So what's going on, man? I mean, I hear you involved in some social media war between you and current Mr. Olympia. What's going on, man? Tell me what's happening.
Okay, well, obviously, you follow this whole thing with me. We watched it live, and well, it all started actually prior to Mr. Olympia. So there was a hype. Big Ramy was coming as the guy to fight Phil Heath. I knew about it, obviously. Uh, I was updated quite frequently with the pictures and the footage of Big Ramy. So, to say the least, I knew that Big Ramy was progressing in a significant way, and obviously he proved it. But comes judgment or prejudging day, we're watching this live, and well, Phil Heath comes in stage, and there were like probably 5,000 or 6,000 people watching me on Instagram Live, and these guys have the option to comment, right? And comment that was popping was bubble gut, bubble gut. And quite frankly, at first, I did not want to talk about it because he was kind of afar, but dude is approaching, and it was pretty much there. As far as I see it, it was prominent, and it became the talk of the hour. After as you know, there are some sketchy pictures that come which are not quite clear. So we take a look at them, some videos, they confirm the thing. A few hours later, one of the best outlets out there, which probably you do know, they're German, they call the Team Andro, comes up with the pictures. So we republish them, just a repost. And then at first, Miss Heath, fiancée of Heath or his wife, accused me of doing Photoshop actually. Or at least she said that the pictures are photoshopped.
Were they?
Of course not. Absolutely not. I mean, it was easily refutable. The thing is, obviously, the accusation was not from her, it was from Phil Heath himself. And obviously, everybody knows that these pictures are legit. They're still available on the website itself. So it started that way. And, it went on the finals. The rest is history. The last accusation from Phil Heath that he accused me of being paid by the Oxygen gym.
Yeah, that's the rumor circulating that you sponsored by Oxygen.
No, I'm not sponsored. I've never wear any kind of you never see me with their apparel.
You didn't like the decision, right? You didn't like the fact that he won in his shape, right? Is that ultimately what happened?
Oh, it's deeper than that. I mean, it's quite easy to say that, Vlad. It's not about him ultimately. As a matter of fact, I would have been happy if Bonac won. What me actually I'm saying, and it's just my opinion, but obviously the fans all over the world share the same opinion mostly, is that ultimately when somebody has a bubble gut, I don't care if he's number 3, 4, 5, or 6, he should not just be there in the lineup. I think it just projects a bad image of bodybuilding. Personally, I'm not satisfied with it. It does not represent what the fans want. Most of them, the fans who are home watching millions around the world, do not agree with that. Like you and me, we're not huge guys. We're natural. We have humane looking physiques. We cannot agree with a guy having a descended stomach as being the ultimate representation of fitness. Doesn't make sense. It does not agree with their claim. As a matter of fact, when they give the guy a Sandow, that Sandow does not have a descended gut by no means. So it just doesn't make sense.
In their defense, right? If you take any professional bodybuilder on the stage at a certain angle, right, or at a certain shot, especially when they turn around, when they exhale, right, most of the pictures will have some sort of a gut. You know what I mean? Most bodybuilders will have that. Do you agree or not?
I don't.
Especially when they turn around and they breathe.
I don't. No, I don't. I absolutely don't. Actually, that's. I think that's that argument does not stand, and a lot of other outlets are trying to claim that these pictures are basically chosen, they're picked to show the worst angle. It's not about that. Videos do not lie. Videos show the thing. I mean, of Thursday, when the champion himself, Phil Heath, was talking about the importance of the transitions in between poses, right? Well, those bubble gut bonanza were happening mostly during the transitions. So it goes against that. So that's it, Vlad. Ultimately, it's not pictures being chosen. It's tons of pictures, and it was just there. Now, granted, most of these guys actually have bubble guts. Listen up, this is very important. Of these guys actually do have bubble guts. Matter of fact, not a single guy have a vacuum in the top 10. Even probably Cedric cannot do a proper vacuum. But there are levels, and in my opinion, the worst bubble gut there happens to be that of Phil Heath too. It is not that of Rolly Winkler. It is not that of Dexter Jackson, although both of them technically do have bubble guts. The most prominent, though, undoubtedly, in my opinion, is that of Phil Heath.
So Phil got upset at you, right, over those posts, and I guess the first thing he did after he won, he went on Instagram Live and he started, calling you up.
Hey Louis, get on my fucking live. Get on my live, boy, and show some damn respect. If you don't, you a punk.
But last time I spoke to you, weren't you guys friends at some point? Weren't you guys, not friends like real friends, but like on social media? Weren't you guys in communication?
On a daily basis, yeah, that's true. We're talking probably on a daily basis, not only me, but I was talking to his fiancée back then, and so on and so forth. And actually, I do not agree. I do not consider this being a war. I'm not in a warlike mood whatsoever. I'm not angry about it. So he called me out on social media. I think he insulted me by saying some curse word, which I'm not going to repeat. So yes, he came at me. Did it hurt me? By no means, no. Right? I mean, in my opinion, it just confirms that is something non-consistent by his claim. Because a few days before, he was saying that he is pretty much disconnected with social media, as far as I understood, because he is old school. So he does not care that much about social media. And to that I answered by two things. First of all, if he is not putting importance on social media, how come he comes on Instagram Live like a few minutes after the win, calling me out, talking about his pregnant bank account? That means he is not pregnant, but the pregnant thing is his bank account.
This guy says pregnant baby. You talking shit? Yeah, my bank account, bitch. My bank account about to be pregnant. You fuck.
And secondly, well, if he refers to old school, which is pretty much the golden era, allow me to remind him that the old school guys, you name the guy, they used to have vacuums, Frank Zane and so on and so forth. So it just doesn't make sense. When I see a physique nowadays, listen, you're not the only guy who bring those questions about the pictures being chosen, and that's just fine. Are you telling me that Arnold Schwarzenegger back in 2013, when he did actually protest officially against the bottle shape physique, is he blind? Is he oblivious? Is he creating things? Do you think it is fake news or what?
No,
that is outrageous.
No, not at all. I think what I'm saying is, I guess the whole, as you call it, bubble gut. I mean, I think it's just generally, it's more spread now. So
yes, it is exactly. Hey, exactly. They need to cancel it, to ban it for everybody. I'm not talking about freaking Phil Heath. I mean, I spoke. I brought the bubble gut of Kai Green on social media way more than that of Phil Heath. And talking about the Oxygen Gym, I was calling Rolly Winkler, who is one of their athletes, a bubble gut bonanza. It showcases that basically I don't care who has it. I mean, if Big Ramy tomorrow has a bubble gut, I'll call him out. So I will not sugarcoat it because the athlete is from Oxygen or not. That is a bubble gut. I'm sorry, I go on record on your media, say I have a bubble gut phobia. I just do not like it. It does not appeal to me. And I think it does not appeal to the image of bodybuilding.
Now, is your main objection here the fact that, Mr. Olympia looks that way? Or is your main objection that somebody else should have won? You know what I'm saying? Or is your main problem with the whole aesthetic of how they look in general? Or do you think somebody else should have won?
In the role, but it just happened to be that the first guy had the worst one. I mean, hey, if it was Dexter Jackson having the bubble gut, people will be talking about Dexter Jackson, even if he plays like third. It doesn't matter. Or actually, he plays fourth. I mean, their statue they give to the winner at the end of the night looks humane. It looks aesthetic. A bubble gut man who is shredded, muscular, and very lean just cannot project an image of fitness. It doesn't compute. For guys, I mean, ex-trainers who do not dare call in it. You know why? For two reasons. These so-called trainers and reporters who do not dare call in it, because they have one back in the day. It is on record. People can Google it or YouTube them, and they say that these guys were also part of the bubble gut bonanza craze merely a few years ago. And secondly, as far as I think, it is my opinion, they're afraid of the establishment, so they kiss ass. As simple as that. They're afraid of not being invited or being put apart. And some of them back in the day were, I think, as far as I know, is my opinion, I think they were banned by Olympia. They were not letting them get in the expo, so they were reporting from outside. And then they invited them back, so right now they're afraid probably. They're complying, basically. They're afraid.
So, in your opinion, who deserved to win this year's Olympia? I mean, if the problem is just kind of
the next guy. I mean, Big Ramy or Bonak, it doesn't matter. Both of them would have been happy camper. As far as I know, Phil Heath should not even be in the top three. I'm not saying put Bonak number one and then Ramy second and then Phil Heath three. Phil Heath should not even be in the top six.
Are you saying that William Bonak and Big Ramy didn't have the stomach issue?
Bonak does not have a gut at all. I mean, compared to the others, no. Phil Heath, I mean, and Big Ramy, we did not see in prominence. So again, don't get me wrong. All the lineup, most of them, do have some sort of gut that is not ideal. The best one, probably the best gut there, was that of Cedric McMillan. It's nothing new. He's the most aesthetic guy. And the other guy who has a proper line was not in the lineup. I'm talking about Sergio Oliva Jr. These two guys do not have bubble guts at all from no angle. Transitions, pictures.
You know, ultimately, obviously, you know, you always criticize certain people and you give your honest opinion. I mean, but why the whole back and forth between you and Phil? Why did Phil even care that much that you said that? I mean, I'm sure every time he wins, you know, and that's his seventh Olympia title. I mean, he gets a lot of haters all the time. You know what I mean? Why does he care that much this time to really go in and respond like that?
You tell me. It's not the first time he answers me on social media. I used to do it like 3 years ago. I don't know. You tell me. I mean, it doesn't concur with his claim that he does not put importance on social media. Next thing you know, he answered me. He answers fans. Back in the day, he was making fights with fans and so on and so forth. Right. You tell me. I don't know. Some say he has a thin skin. It's all funny to me. I mean, I'm on social media since 10 years. I mean, with time, you try to develop a thick skin. I don't think it's his case. You tell me. I mean, do you think it is worthy of Mr. Olympia, the ambassador of the sport, to go versus a blogger and, I mean, insult him and talking about the bank account being pregnant after basically making a so-called inspirational speech of win? A few minutes later, he goes there and he talks, and it's definitely not intellectually educated way towards a blogger.
I'll be honest with you. I think he's more fed up with the criticism. You know, overall, I think he took it out on you. But I think every time he wins, you know, every September when he wins, whether he was competing against, you know, Kai, you know, when he was beating Kai, or now it's Big Ramy is the underdog. You know, it seems like he always gets that you should have lost. He always gets that hate. You know, in his defense.
No, I don't agree with you, Vlad. I don't agree with you at all. 2016, damn it. Last year, damn it. You tell me, who did criticize the win of Phil Heath? We applauded Vlad. Let me remind you, everybody applauded. He killed everybody last year by a long shot. Come on, Vlad. Be honest, bro.
But he always gets that. He always gets that. No, I'm not saying from you. I'm not saying from you. I'm saying in general he gets that.
Nobody last year. Name me one person or outlet or fans that did criticize his win 2016. Just one.
I'm sure there was some on that. I'm sure there was some people.
Nobody. No, they applauded. You know what they criticized last year? The fact that they dared compare him with the rest, because he killed them all. He was attracting the light. It was too 3D for the rest. He was attracting the light and catching it and keeping it. He was ridges over ridges. He was just valleys and everything, and he had no bubble gut. Nobody dared criticizing Phil Heath's win in 2016. Come on, man. What is right is right. Only that. Listen. Let me put it on record, because some people are saying, bro, you're hating everything. No, I have to repeat this because people.
No, I'm not saying you're hating at all. I'm not saying that at all.
No. Even this version of this year, 2017, if he had no gut, he is a worthy winner. Phil Heath, this year package, with no bubble gut, he kills everybody every single day from every single shot. I don't even agree with Sean Ray when he said that Big Ramy wins the back lat spread. No, Phil Heath wins it. Phil Heath wins pretty much all the poses if you remove the bubble gut. It is what it is. The crazy majority of the fans are agreeing with me by a long shot. I mean, as a testament, go to my Instagram or my Facebook or my YouTube. I mean, it's overwhelmingly positive.
But listen, ultimately, what's going to be the bottom line here? I mean, are you going to talk to Phil eventually, or are you going to? What's the goal? I mean, obviously, you know, you criticize and you basically you comment on the culture of bodybuilding and
The culture, you said it right, exactly. Listen, ultimately, it's the image of bodybuilding, which I don't call a sport. It is a pageant. Phil Heath was proper in 2009 when he came. They said, no, it's not enough. You're too small. You're too aesthetic, for Lord's sake. Go ahead and gain muscle. You're too small. And he had to take 2 years off to be able to box with these guys, to come back and be able to be compared to Dexter Jackson and Jay Cutler. So ultimately, these guys are forced. As a matter of fact, when I posted a video of Kai Green of 10 years ago, 2007, when he was posing on the music of Michael Jackson, Dirty Diana, Phil Heath salutes. He said, bro, when I saw this first time, I was inspired by it. He was inspired by what? By an aesthetic, small-looking Kai Green, not a monstrous Kai Green. But that Kai Green was not winning. Everybody ultimately has to comply with the rules of the bigorexia of the dinosaurs, the big fauna, and get big, too big. They're forced to consume substances. You know that these guys do not consume creatine to get that big. They resort to extreme measures. The bubble gut is merely a side effect of that. When I see some so-called gurus and specialists there telling kids it is the result of food, it is disheartening, it is dishonest. So the bottom line, ideally, and what the fans are asking, is that the bubble gut should be a disqualifying factor from the get-go. You have a bubble gut, I don't care about the rest. I don't care how good are your legs or your back. And do not dare telling me that the bubble gut is just one body part. No, it is central. It is pivotal.